hear us. Yeah, what's up, Drew? Drew, if you want to tell me what your news is, now's kind of the time to do it. Wow, 158 hours, man. GG, dude. I would have thought you'd have more points for that. All right, here we go. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Redstone 301. I am your host today, Mr. Worm1. Today, we're going to be going over the more advanced side of Redstone. Okay, so we've got a lot of other stuff that we've already gone over today. We've done Redstone 101 and 201, and here we're going into monostable circuits. By the way, these are not my designs. These monostable circuits, they all come from Mumbo Jumbo. So shout out to him, and please make sure that you check out his YouTube. He's got some of the best Redstone instructional videos on the planet. The first one I like to start out with is just a basic monostable circuit. Okay, and what is a monostable circuit? A monostable circuit is a circuit that goes high and then goes back low, or excuse me, changes states and then goes back to its original state, whether that's high to low and then back, or low to high and then back. Okay, so an actual just regular push button in Minecraft is considered a monostable circuit. Okay, so that's our first monostable circuit. Okay, this is what we call leading edge triggered. Okay, not sure. I think that spelling on that looks wrong. I guess that's right. And what it is a piece of redstone on top of a piston. The piston will extend, pushing it out of the way of our redstone signal. So our redstone signal is going to hit the piston, move the piston out of the way, and only the first little bit of redstone signal is going to be able to pulse through. Okay, so it's normally it would pulse through. Sorry, our pulse would just go high. It would stay high all the way through the duration of the pulse and then go off. But what we're going to do is the moment it goes high, we're going to clip it and it's going to go low. So we're only using the front edge of the actual circuit. So, excuse me, of signal. So there we go. And you can watch the light only turns on for just the short duration there. Here's another variation of it. Okay, and you can see it's a much shorter pulse than it naturally should be. I'm still not 100% on this being what I would call leading edge trigger. I think this is more of a mid-edge trigger, to be honest, because what it's doing is it's pushing an item up into the hopper. The hopper is then identifying that there's an item into it via the comparator, and it's sending a signal out. I think it's more of a mid-edge trigger, if there is such a thing. Generally, there isn't in electronics. And here's another one, and this one is simply being shunted by the addition of this torch here. Okay. So this is actually just a short pulse. Okay. And you can shorten that pulse by ticking this correctly. And I believe that's supposed to be a 1-tick pulse. And that would be a 2-tick pulse. And I have another version of this that I show in Redstone 201, which will do 2-tick, 3-tick, and 4-tick pulses. This one here only, for some strange reason, only does 3 and 4-tick, or sorry, 1 and 2-tick pulses. Okay. This is a trailing edge trigger, so this is only going to use the very back of the pulse. So we're gonna send the pulse through. The pulse would normally go high and then come back low, but we're actually cutting all that off. So it's going to be empty, empty, empty. Then it's going to go high for a short period of time. So that's all we're going to see is, again, that just short little pulse at the end. Okay, and here's another version of that. And I still believe that's more of a mid-edge trigger on that side. And then dual-edge trigger, and I love this one, particularly this design, because blocks themselves, when moving, as I said earlier today, are transparent. Okay, so whenever a block is moving, they're transparent. And pistons have a slight delay on them. It's a 1-tick delay when they move forward. So while they're moving forward, they're considered transparent. Okay, but when they move back instantly. They do it in less than a single pulse. So what's going to happen is I press this button, the redstone's going to go through, turn on the light, the block is going to move, cut the signal off, and then the block is going to move back, allowing the signal again at the end. So we're going to get 2 pulses in a very short period of time. Okay, and that all comes from the same button pulse. Okay, so that is dual edge triggered. Okay, here we're going to go into some of the piston door timing stuff. This is also from Mumbo Jumbo. Okay, these are all his examples, like I said. Okay, this is 2-4-1 dual piston timing example. Okay, so we are set to 2, 4, and then 1. Okay, or as Mumbo calls it, his holy grail of dual piston timing. I'm not sure I entirely agree with that because I've had a lot of problems with 2-4-1, but it for just a straight out flat line like this, it works very well. Doesn't work so well going up or going down. But straight across, 2-4-1 works just fine. And you can see it work just like that. And here's a second example. The only example here is that my 1 pulse is tied around the corner and goes to this block here in the front. Okay, and then the third example is like this. It's slightly more complicated looking. It's a little more compact. And it's a little neater and cleaner in my opinion, and is probably my favorite out of the 3 because it looks like something that I would build normally, but the timing is all the same. Okay, here is my dual triggered monostable circuit, which is, by the way, a puzzle that I allow people to come and play with. However, not a lot of people like to come and play with it because it's kind of a pain in the butt. So the point of the puzzle is to attempt to get this block to be even with this piston or further back if possible. Okay, and you can see what happens when you attempt to do that. You have to time these out just right. And every time you tick one out, something different happens. Okay? Okay. This is my piston door timing example. Okay, this uses 2-4-1. Okay, but it's a dual piston, so it will come forward and close up like that, and then close like that. Okay, I'm not going to go over this because I figure if you guys have gone through all that, this should be a cinch for you. Okay, we're going to go over, this is a set and reset flip-flop. Okay, I have already gone through how this one works in Redstone 201. In fact, I need to remove it from Redstone 301. But this is my single slice T flip-flop. Okay, this is not my design. I garnered this design from somewhere else on the internet. I don't exactly remember where. Okay, so we have a leading edge trigger, monostable right here. Okay, it pushes a pulse through, single pulse. Okay, that pulse pushes this block over top of this torch, which inverts that torch there at the back. Okay, the important part of this is this piston can only move this block in one direction or the other, either pulling it forward or pushing it back, and you can probably just barely see it there at the back. That's the actual mechanism that makes things work. So I didn't like that because I looked at this whole thing and I went, well, this is just, this whole thing to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 components, 13 components, and 13 components to get a 1-tick pulse and push a piston. So I said, I can do that in like 5 with a locking repeater. So this is my T flip-flop, which is, once you know how to build them, considerably simpler. Okay? And now we go into the wonders of actual gates. Okay, so we're going to talk about all the gates today. And we're going to go through every single gate we have. We're going to start with AND gates. Okay, so AND gates work like this. We have 2 torches on the top. These 2 torches are lighting up this redstone here. Okay, this redstone here is keeping that torch in cutoff. Okay, so in order for this torch to be free running, both these torches need to be off to get that redstone to go off. So the only way I'm ever going to get a light on the back end here, okay, which is obviously coming off that torch, is if both of these are high. Okay, so they both have to be on. If one of them is on, or sorry, if one of these torches is on here, if that torch or that torch is on, the other torch on the other end is going to be off. Okay, and the Boolean expression for this would be a multiplication symbol right here in the middle of these levers. So we've got 1 times 1 equals 1, okay, or it would be 0 times 1 equals 0, or 0 times 0 equals 0, or 1 times 0 equals 0. Okay, so that would be the Boolean expression. That's an AND gate, and we will move on to the NAND gate. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is all going to be recorded. Okay, everything's going on YouTube, so you can go back and you can refer to these gates any single time you want. Okay, so here's a NAND gate, and a NAND gate is simply 2 inverters, okay, tied to 2 repeaters. The repeaters, by the way, not necessary. You can completely remove them. Okay, they are 100% removable, but I don't recommend it because, well, I don't recommend it for personal reasons, I should say. You know, something about engineering level redstone tells me there's supposed to be 2 repeaters here. That way I have isolation from my 2 lines. Okay. Is it necessary? No. But it's a good habit to get into. Okay. So here we go. Every single time I have both of these on, that'll be off. So it works the same in Boolean language. The only difference is here is that we're talking a division symbol here. So now we've got 1 divided by 1 versus 1 divided by 0, and so on and so forth. The only time you will ever get your your negative out, which is, your negative is what you're looking for here. Remember that. Okay. You will get... Yeah, it's funny because Devin's the one who's actually distracting me right now. The only one that will actually get your negative out, which is what the output that you're wanting here, is when you have 2 high inputs. Okay. Here's a NOR gate. So a NOR gate is an OR gate, which is reversed. Okay, so every single time I put something into the OR gate, I will get a low out, which is super useful, super duper duper useful. Okay, but I will tell you and some people are like, well, why didn't you do the OR gate first? Okay, well, I'll tell you why, because this is the OR gate right here. That's the OR gate. Okay, that's it. And you see how these redstone lines all light up? That's why it's nice to have those repeaters there, because without them, this all gets kind of annoying. Okay, see, now you can see your individual lines being turned on. Okay. Oh, and what do you know? Look what we have. It's the OR gate. In fact, let me put my NOR gate back real quick. There we go. So the OR gate's all good. The NOR gate's all good. And this is my exclusive OR gate. Okay. The exclusive OR gate works in a slightly more complicated fashion, as you might imagine. I've gone over it in previous videos, exactly how it works. Okay. I'm going to step through one line and one line only. Okay. So in order for us to get power, these have to be different. If they are the same, we will get nothing. So if they're both low, we will get nothing out. And if they are both high, we will get nothing out. One has to be on, and one has to be off. It doesn't matter which it is, but they have to be different signals. So it works like a comparator, okay? It compares the signals, and it says if there's a difference, output high, okay? If there's no difference, output a low, okay? So here we go. We're gonna go over one. We're gonna go over the powered one because that's a little bit easier. Okay, so the power comes in, it powers this block, turns that one off and that one off. Okay. This torch over here is off because of this one is holding it off. Okay. So that one being on is important because it's allowing this torch to be off. And only if that torch and that torch are off can that redstone there go off. So this signal being low allows that to be high, which allows this torch to be low. Okay, so that actually kind of crosses over this way. So these two work hand in hand to allow this signal right here to go low. Okay, and when that signal goes low, that torch is allowed to go high. Okay, and that gives us our output. All right, there we go. And after that, what else have we got? I like to play with, just show people a couple of other things that I've got going around around here. I don't know who's ever seen those. Item auto sorter, the lock. No, I think that's pretty much it. So, congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. That's the end of Redstone 301. Thank you for being here. If any of you have any questions, now is your time. As I said, I'm sitting here waiting. And now that I'm free, let's ring up La Awkward. Oh, guys, I'm going to turn the video off and turn the video back on to make it a little easier for Devin to edit later, so I'll be right back. Yeah. What the fuck?
Hello.
Tethida hitting me up for 3850. Why the exact number? Why the exact number?
Cheer fund.
What is with that exact number?
Maybe that adds up to the chair.
I think he's like $1 short.
I think so too, actually.
I think he's $1 short. Did I math wrong? Oh, Tethida, dude, I love you, man. You were fucking awesome, man. When are we going to get on shift registers? Do you want to get onto shift registers? Shift registers are more something for myself. Like, this is a pet project that I'm working on that isn't really vindicative of instruction. Okay? I mean, I can show shift registers because this is a shift register. Here, tell you what, I'll show a shift register. If this is really what you want. Okay, so I don't know why all these are... keep screwing up. So Chanel 1, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3. I'm still probably spelling the word channel wrong. Channel 4. Okay, this is set. And then reset, and that's register clear. Okay. Okay, so this is a shift register. I used, believe it or not, the same fucking thing I always use, which is the T flip-flops from my train station, right? Because they're super, super easy, right? Super easy to use. Absolutely work like a charm, okay? The only difference is I wired in a way to clear them like in mass. So if I want to do a single clear, I can clear all of them, okay? Right? Really, 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 really super simple, okay? In fact, most of these buttons on the bottom, completely unnecessary, okay? So let's just say I want to plug in some numbers. Let's just say 1 and... 2, which would make 3, technically. Okay, you can see that my shift registers have taken it because you can see these right here. This is the first set of shift registers right here. Okay, so this is the encoder. So this is the encoder section which I've built. Okay, now to activate the actual shift, the encoder shift, you press this button here, and it presses all your pistons up. Okay, and now you can see that I've shifted those 2 bits all the way to the back. Okay, this gives me the opportunity to clear this system and the registers. Now you can see all the registers are cleared, as well as the actual pistons have gone down. Okay, and add 2 more bits. Okay, so now my 2 bits are ready to go into the system, and I can either write over top of the old data, or I can shift new data. So let's just shift new data, or sorry, let's write over top. Okay, boom, and you can see we've written over the top of the old data. Okay, so that's pretty much that. Debating whether to get a vape. Wow, it's really up to you, man. Hashtag that DX Racer sponsorship. Yeah, I wish I could get DX Racer to sponsor me. Can't even get those bastards to fucking, respond to my emails. Like, at all. Like, they're bastards. Like, I've sent in lots and lots of emails to them asking them, hey, do you mind? It's like, I guess somebody's going to have to donate $1.
Well, he was actually correct. It adds up to 300, but doesn't PayPal take like a few?
Yeah, but I don't tell people that.
Okay.
Because I don't want people to cry about every little penny and dime. Because it would be a bastard thing to do.
Yeah.
Okay, so Leisha is the hold on, let me get Leisha, the lovely Leisha, in here. Nor told me earlier, the moment I call her, she's not gonna be able to hear the last 30 seconds anyway, so I might as well just call her.
Hi.
Hi. Nor said the FTB was down.
Mm-hmm.
Is it down still? She hung up on us.
Oh.
To Thida, I am definitely going to stream longer, for sure. I did like a 5 or 6 hour session this morning.
Yeah.
And restart stream, please.